Welcome.
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 Does this make us live? Live we are. Welcome to GameSwap Mason's Sunday Legacy Star City Games. Fire. My mic went out there. That was okay. Thanks for filling it.
Invitational qualifier.
Invitational qualifier.
All right, so we've got a mulligan from David Applegate right out of the gate.
Right out of the Applegate.
Ah.
So we don't know what either of these guys are playing yet.
Yeah, we're flying blind here.
And in the Legacy format, could be literally anything.
Literal anything.
I mean, you could make deck lists for this format. Like, if I ever become imprisoned, I'm just going to be like, can I have a pen and a paper? I'm going to make Legacy deck lists. And just mail my friends.
Looks like Gobos for Applegate.
Oh man, he's got an Aether Vial and a Siege Gun Commander in his hand. I know those two cards.
That is a combo.
Lawrence is playing what appears to be
A Ponder.
some sort of blue deck. I saw a top in there. Did that put him immediately on Miracles?
It's pretty close.
Pretty close to immediately on Miracles. I see a volcanic island, however.
Sure.
So he chooses not to shuffle. He found one of the three cards that he likes.
That's fair.
And he went with Basic Island here.
It's important. Basics are very important in this format.
Yeah, you're playing around Wasteland. You're playing around Blood Moon.
Mm-hmm. More Wasteland than Blood Moon.
Back to Basics.
Back to Basics.
Ruination.
Sure. Yeah, Ruination, not as much.
Price of Progress.
Price of Progress, definitely. Force.
Force removing Counterspell on the Aether Vial. I'm surprised Applegate didn't just fire that Aether Vial off turn one. I guess we're playing lands in front Miracles here.
The old lands in front Miracles.
Here's another Aether Vial. And this card's going to be critical because the lockup here is Counterbalance, which allows you to counter spells using the top of your deck.
Right.
And Sensei's Divining Top, which allows you to manipulate the top of your deck. And so Aether Vial is critical for the creatures player because it lets you resolve those creatures, lets you get them into play.
So I saw in the top three there that Lawrence does have a Terminus.
Terminus, which is a miracle cost of a white and lets you put all the creatures on the bottom of their owner's library.
It also can be casted at instant speed thanks to this top. So
Right.
even though David can resolve all of his goblins, he's going to have to deal with some instant speed wrath effects, which is not a phrase that aggro decks like to hear.
No, but here's the thing: when you're playing against this Miracles deck, I feel like about 70 to almost 95% of the deck is known. You know what's going to be there.
Sure.
All right, so he tops using blue mana. All right, and that Terminus is going to stay there. They call it floating it. He's going to float that Terminus on the top three cards of his library for a long time here.
Right. Burning, we have 17 registered, so 5 rounds of hot legacy Swiss action.
And it's awesome because this means some 3 and 2s are going to make it into the top 8, so we're going to have a lot of matches to pick from today. Hopefully
Sure.
you're going to get to see a lot of different decks. There's a Gemstone Incinerator. Let's see if he's got enough for the Terminus.
Yeah, he definitely has enough for the Terminus.
Right, you think that 5 damage is enough for the Terminus?
I think
See,
2 for 1 is enough for the Terminus.
See, being at 15, I don't mind, taking some more, see if I can get him commit some more to the board and really trap him so that it gets him all the way out of the game. when I flip that terminus. Legacy, even more so than Modern, is a format where every card counts.
Sure.
And just getting as much as you possibly can out of every card is super important.
Absolutely, but at the same time, like, you have to respect the explosiveness of a legacy aggressive deck. So even though you might not have like something that's directly going to deal 10 damage, he could very well have bolts. He has tar fires, you can see. There was just a gem palm incinerator that went through. So I mean, there's a lot of reasons to worry about your life total.
Right. The old matron recruiter chain.
This is a ringleader.
Oh, I'm sorry, ringleader, not recruiter. Recruiter's
Recruiter
banned.
is very banned, and for very good reason. Not banned in Commander.
So the matron lets you tutor your deck for any goblin. In the ringleader, is you're gonna see here, reveals 4 cards, and you get to put all the goblins into your hand. So
That is disgusting.
Applegate just
yeah, just 2/2 for 4, draw 4. Seems good.
casual. All right. I'm really into this, Lawrence. Quick topping here.
Oh yeah, I mean, so you have a lot of experienced Miracles players that are very quick with the tops. The problem is you get, because Miracles is the quote-unquote best deck, you get a lot of people that are just like, oh, let me just play the best deck in this Legacy format. It doesn't matter because that's what they're used to doing in Standard. And they tank on top for days.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Really makes the games go long, huh?
It does. So I've got a player list here.
Preliminary scouting report?
Preliminary scouting report. Oh my.
Yeah?
Oh my.
You got some heaters coming in?
Looking. We have 2, 3. So we have 3 decks that are multiply represented.
Okay.
I can't even speak this morning.
That are represented with more than one copy?
Yes, multi-represented. So we've got 2 Burn players.
Okay.
2 Elves players.
Sure.
2 Eldrazi players.
Nice.
And then the field here is rounded out by 12 Post, Reanimator, Storm, Nick Fit, Sneak and Show, Miracles, which you see here, Bant, Stoneblade, Shardless
The face
Sultai,
he made when he read the words Bant, Stoneblade.
Belcher,
It's just amazing.
Omnitel, and Goblins. Yeah, I mean, so you see Esper Stoneblade, you see Sultai Stoneblade a little bit.
You don't see any Rakdos Stoneblade.
No, there's no Rakdos Stoneblade.
There's no,
Oh, he named it Bant Oppression. Maybe Opposition? I don't know.
Man.
I'm getting... We'll see. We're going to try and get this on if he wins.
Our spotter, is giving us some information that's...
Alright, so Vile's going to go up. We're going to get a Siege Gang.
This is a big game.
So this is... Have Terminus...
Okay,
Or you're
Swords
gonna
and
lose.
Plowshares. I wonder if Applegate's going to sack in response to the plow here. Wow, these goblin tokens. He's not.
No, I don't think there's any need to.
Well, it puts him to 6, which puts him in like a double bolt range.
He's already like
And
within
all his mana is untapped.
combat range.
I might have even... It doesn't matter.
So he's got the Incinerator.
It only targets creatures.
Fair.
I might have even sacked my matron first and then my siege gang commander.
Wow.
Put him to 4. You got 5 power on the board.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, outside of an Entreat the Angels, I don't know that the deck can generate that many blockers. And with 4 lands, you could very easily cast like a chief and another goblin to follow up.
Sure. Council's judgment.
All right.
So we're gonna get to. So Lawrence gets to vote for a permanent, and then David gets to vote for a permanent that Lawrence doesn't control. And then whichever one wins or ties for the most votes gets just exiled.
Right.
Pretty sweet card.
So the trick here is to vote for the same permanent that the caster votes for.
Right.
If you try and like trick him and vote for a different permanent, you're gonna have a bad day. All right.
Last card in hand. And he has the
See,
double
he would've taken
Tarfire.
3 there to 1. If he would have used all his mana last turn, sacking. All right. So he's at 4. And we have double Tarfire in hand. Is that the report?
I think he has himself at 5. We might have a life total discrepancy here. We need to get another Tarfire here, though, if he's playing a 3rd.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, Goblin Guide, or I'm sorry, Goblin Grenade is not a Goblin.
No.
Because that would have been a sweet play as well.
Had it been in the lower one block, I'm 100% sure the card would have been a goblin.
Card's probably too good for standard.
So what we saw here was goblins take down miracles. Like I said, they're counting the deck list, making sure they're all tight and legal. So we don't have the sideboards for these guys, but it looks like Lawrence is going to town, and you.
So the Miracles deck.
I saw 4 cards come out.
Yeah.
4 cards ready to come in. There's now 2 outs. Oh no, are these out still?
Yeah, these are all out still.
Holy smokes.
We're taking out Pyroblasts. We're taking out, like, Wastelands. Counterspells are probably bad.
Oh, can you cut Wasteland? I didn't know you could trim on that. Oh man, he's got a fistful of outs.
Yeah, so, like,
9, 10.
Applegate's entire deck is based around making these goblins uncounterable, because that's the metagame that we're in. Like,
Right.
if you're a creature deck, you need to force the Miracles player to have Terminus.
Sure.
So all of these, like, extra counter spells and things like that
Right.
can very easily just come out.
Okay.
It's less a problem of what to take out and much more problem of how many cards can I realistically bring in here.
Sure. I think what he did, I think why I was confused there is he did the 15 in and then started taking out.
Oh, okay.
He put the whole sideboard into the main deck and started sideboarding out.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, no, it's a move people do all the time.
Bernie win? Nice. Yeah. Of course it is. I mean, if I can show up and play goblins, it's gotta be dead, right? Can't be good. Yeah.
So, 17 for a legacy event is, it's not what you hope for. But these numbers have been declining for a long time. The format's expensive.
Format's unplayable. Unplayable.
Like you think the magic is bad, or you think it's
No, it's fine. Last night, Billy and I went on and unplayable spree where we kept calling things unplayable back and forth, and
Oh, that seems like an unplayable way to do commentary.
it was fun.
See what I did there?
We had a blast.
Just draw 4. Exactly.
We had a really good time after you left.
I'm sure you did. Listen.
Best commentary of the night.
Listen, I had a commitment before you asked me for anything. So
Okay.
Such is life.
I guess.
Anyway, I think the magic in Legacy is awesome.
No
However, it's been a long time since you've been able to like really access the whole format, trade for a deck that switch decks if you want to, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty unplayable.
One land? Oh, Applegate can't keep a one-lander.
Absolutely not. Maybe if it had an Aether Vial in it, but
Even then.
questionable.
Highly questionable.
Would you keep Cavern, Aether Vial, 5 unknowns?
It depends entirely
5
on what the
creatures.
5 unknowns
Oh,
are.
sure, yeah.
Because the curve goes all the way up to 5. And
Right, if you have Goblin Lackey, it matters a lot
Yeah.
there.
5, 6.
Alright, this looks better. I see a Port in Applegate's hand.
That 2 follow.
This Port can be an important card because it can force a... It forces a decision point early for Lawrence if he's going to do something on that turn and you port a land.
I think that's a Null Rod in his hand, too.
Go ahead.
Is that worthwhile?
Shuts down this top pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying top's like a bad card. I'm just saying, is it worth spending the card and the turn to shut down this top?
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, in a deck with 4 Ponder, 4 Brainstorm, I start to like, how good is this top? Because it's like
The answer, extremely good. Like, the whole deck is built around,
being able to top,
yeah.
being a top. Alright. Here comes. Okay.
War Marshal, here we go.
Yep.
On the board. Those are nice Goblin tokens. I gotta
Yeah.
give it up to David Applegate for that.
These Goblin tokens came out of the original Unglued.
Correct.
If you are ever going through a box of somebody's stuff and you see these and they're just kind of pick them up. There's Goblins. I think it's one of the only sheep tokens ever printed.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely like a human or a soldier or something.
Yeah, there's a soldier. A 1/1 white soldier.
But yeah, they're nice. They're also worth like $3 to $5 depending on condition.
There's a zombie, too. The zombie's nice, too.
Oh, is the zombie nice?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've seen some pretty standard game progression here. Lawrence has had a lot of turns with a buffer. He hasn't had his life total challenged that much, and he's just been topping and fetching and pondering.
He has.
Setting up.
He's setting up.
Whatever cards in his deck that he wants.
Mm,
I mean, we're talking about Lawrence has seen 20 cards.
20 cards.
So
Might be an exaggeration.
So we're on turn 3, so he's seen 3 draw steps plus the 7 he kept is 10.
Mm-hmm.
6 off the 2 ponders is 16.
Did he shuffle on both ponders?
Okay, so say he sees 2 fresh cards off of each ponder.
Okay.
Because he's shuffled, he's definitely fetched twice. So he's put some cards he's seen away.
Sure.
And then multiple top activations.
Oh, I agree. He's seen a lot.
I mean, that's just, like, when you think about the math, that's a lot of cards to see in very few turns. And in a deck full of answers, you're going to find the ones you need.
He's looking for a brainstorm here.
Yeah, so Brainstorm's key because he has a Terminus in hand.
I think he has the brainstorm in hand as well.
So what he can do is he can brainstorm, choose to put the terminus back. Oh,
It resolves. Who would you like to target?
Click him.
Vendilion Click targets his opponent. Alright. 2 Gemstone Incinerators, a Siege Gang Commander, Rishon Import, Null Rod, Goblin Ringleader.
Mm-hmm.
So Gemstone Incinerator is a card that cycles and deals damage to target creature equal to the number of goblins you control.
Sure. I think that's a pretty strong card here.
I concur.
Now that Lawrence actually has a creature to target with it,
Oh yeah.
like being able to kill this click and get a card is pretty nice. Especially after he just saw your hand. Like, being able to get information that he doesn't have is important.
Sure.
So you take the Ringleader here, I think?
Possibly the Null Rod, depending on how important it actually is.
Sure. It's going to be a key card in setting up an instant speed Terminus.
Okay.
Alcoas, are you talking about between us specifically, or between any 2 Magic commentators? Because if it's between us specifically, that's how we
That's how we roll.
that's how we joke with each other. Like it's kind of like a what's the name of that show? Odd Couple kind of
Oh, sure.
situation. Alright, so he cycles a Gem Palm Incinerator. He's going to play the
port.
port, it looks like here.
And he can just sit on this port, which forces Lawrence to have more mana open available at his end step,
Right?
which limits what he can do
Alright,
during his turn.
porting during the upkeep. Well, thanks, buddy. We like you too. Tie-dye gamer? Oh, he's a little hippie guy, I guess.
Yeah. Little hippie guy.
I love my hippy-dippy guys out there. Smoke them if you got them.
So this is interesting. Lawrence has kind of settled into this I'll take 3 as many times as I need to mentality.
Okay.
We know he has the Terminus. See how far he's willing to push this.
And are those wastelands
Extended.
extended beyond
Yeah.
the borders? I hope you got those at a deep discount.
A deep discount. Goodness.
I'm talking like $5 max.
Wow, that's rude.
Okay.
Oh man, he's gonna predict himself here.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so predict. He knew the Arid Mesa was there. It lets him roll through the Arid Mesa that he didn't want, and then cast
The
the
Terminus.
Terminus that he did want.
And then see a whole new 3 with his top.
So yeah, that predict is a really cool. It's one of those. It's one of these cards that like it only gets played in this deck, but it's like a super cool effect. All right, he's gonna flip the top. He's gonna predict again, naming the top. It fills his hand up. So we're at 7 deep. In hand, no tops yet. Alright, here's replacement top. And here's a brainstorm. Lawrence is still digging. I see a fetch land off the brainstorm, and that's typically good news here.
Absolutely.
When you've gone through as many cards as he had, so we're talking 3 off of each of the predicts. There's a top activation there before, and there's a brainstorm. So We're talking about 12 cards, and now he can get rid of the 2 of those that he doesn't want to see.
It's pretty solid.
All right.
So he's got a pretty good handle on this game. He needs to close it out, though.
Yeah, like you said, one Goblin Chieftain or War Marshal, or I'm sorry, War Chief here, definitely opens up a lot of action for David Applegate because it reduces all the costs of his goblins. So, all right, this is a point at which Lawrence is going to do something. Because this basically shuts down the combo as well.
Right.
Because if you can't control the top of your deck, that counterbalance, which requires you to have a specific card on top of your deck for it to be most effective, doesn't fly. So No Rod would have broken up that combo.
Well, I think the combo's out.
He took...
I think he took counterbalance out.
Okay.
But it makes it very difficult to set up like how he's going to win the game, which is like an Entreat the Angels.
Uh-huh.
And it also leaves his Terminuses much worse.
Right. Another Flooded Strand. These fetches are important because when you top and you get to, then you fetch, you get to
Exactly.
take away the cards you don't want to see.
Yeah, they're critical to this top strategy.
I don't understand.
Matron chaining.
Yeah.
So it's a way to keep constant pressure up without overextending into a terminus.
Okay.
And you can just get to the point where like you're matron for matron, matron for matron, matron for matron, and then you
you
just get like
terminuses, and then you do it again.
right.
Yeah, whatever.
So as long as you have the one matron in hand, you're in great shape.
Who's passing on the one matron in hand? He just rolled past it.
Sure. There you go. He's got enough lands to where he can just explode.
Yeah, this War Chief could be the game. It reduces the cost of all his goblins by 1.
Goblin Chieftain.
Okay. So this gives everybody +1/+1 in haste.
So
And so
here is
4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah, you got it.
so there we go.
all right.
Found the entreat and wins the game.
So that wraps
Easy
up real
peasy.
quick there. If you didn't look at the board, Entreat the Angels came off the top, and this makes X 4/4 Angels.
Flying Angels.
Yeah, all angels fly. Watch
All angels fly.
Sanders put up an angel that doesn't fly.
Yeah. There you go, Sanders. Welcome to the stream. Put up an angel that doesn't fly.
Our front guy today, his name's Sanders. We won't divulge any more information. We'll keep it very secret.
Yeah. I hope Kevin just pulls up Mistform Ultimates or something like that. That's an angel that doesn't fly.
Yeah, you're correct. Got me.
Like, I never attacked. I was always attacking.
Woodland Changeling.
Yeah.
Like, I was
I don't know why, but that's my favorite of the cards with Shapeshifter on them.
never running out of
The Woodland.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
he is just cute as a button.
I am extremely partial to Changeling Amoeboid.
Oh sure.
That guy's got a face that only a mother could love. By far one of my favorites.
This is you just feel a kinship with him in that regard.
Yeah. I think my face is one of my best features, actually. So,
You're wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Man.
everything. Goblin Lock. You're good.
Look at this pretty little guy.
Oh yeah, he is just he is hit. There's a Goblin Lackey, and all Lawrence has is a Ponder. This can be one of the most explosive starts from the Goblins deck.
Absolutely.
He could very easily have 6 power on the board at the end of his next turn. More than that.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Attack. Trigger. Crank up.
Whew.
Man.
That's a spicy one.
Okay. Holy
This
smokes.
could get rough in a hurry.
Way out of hand.
Yep.
Top Deck is the name of the stream, but we're actually at GameSwap Mason in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, we're a suburb about 15 minutes outside the city limits.
Yes, we are. All right, let's see what Lawrence can find off this brainstorm. There's the top.
Yeah, this is
not good for Lawrence. Lawrence is in.
so. I
Lawrence is
mean,
in trouble.
if David's hand is Chieftain here, and he plays that, Applegate activates Cranko for 4 goblins that are 2/2 hasters, and he gets in for 8, 10, 12. Man, that's a lot of damage. 14. I'm sorry. There's a bunch of things he can have here that just deal a ton of damage.
So the question Applegate has to be thinking is, with this brainstorm on Lawrence's last turn, did he set up a terminus for his next turn? In which case he wouldn't want to overextend here.
And scrapper.
All right.
Takes 1 off the scrapper.
You take 1. 1 ally.
There you go. So we're gonna play port here. Oh, that's good.
Play this here. Port.
Oh, that's very good. See now you port that plains during the upkeep,
Mm-hmm.
and this is back to the wall.
So he called Lawrence on having the terminus.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Okay, interesting. So he uses the mana to cast Snapcaster Mage and targets Brainstorm. So now he just has to have any blue. He gets to cast another Brainstorm. But he definitely can't Terminus this turn.
No, but he can try to set up a terminus for next turn here with Tundra.
Applegate's going to put 4 goblins into play at end of turn.
So that's 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage coming if Applegate wants it.
Right. If he can find any pump spell here, it's good news.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many chieftains he has.
I'd imagine it's 3.
Right.
Final player count is 17.
I'll respond and make a bunch of guys.
Alright, so how does he want to set up this terminus?
So he definitely has it.
So if he has another brainstorm, he has Entreat the Angels up there too, which is going to be important for following it up. He's going to drop to a precariously low life total here.
So Applegate's outs to winning the game are Chieftain or War Chief.
Does Wharf Chief get there?
It gives all the goblins haste, so he can activate Cranko again, making
Okay.
a bunch more goblins. So Lawrence is set up the Terminus for sure to cast as soon as he untaps. What card is this?
Pyroblast, looks like.
Okay. Alright. So what Applegate's going to do is Wasteland the Tundra and port the plains during the upkeep.
Just send all your guys. Probably hold the Krenko back.
Yep.
Attack or a truckload. Yeah, I'll
6.
make a bunch of goblins after blocks to 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Man, he's got all goblin tokens from across the world.
Not doing anything on them. Go ahead. Upkeep for your planes.
All right, here it is.
There it is.
All right.
Well navigated by David Applegate.
Man, that was intense. He knew the card he had to play around, and he just played around it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
He obviously had the stones there. There aren't many starts better than that.
Sure, I mean, he didn't have anything amazing to... Like, he didn't have the Siege Gang to drop with the Lackey.
Krenko was good enough.
Krenko was very good, don't get me
His
wrong.
first Lackey hit dropped the Krenko, so...
Sure.